This is what happens when you start making serious money as an entrepreneur in your 20s. When I was 19, I had started a company and it did okay, $8,000 in its first month, but then all my clients left. Instead of actually trying to figure out how to fix it, I decided to just shut the company down, and for the next 8 months, I basically did nothing. I live in a small town. Like this town that I'm in right now, during the wintertime, basically has less than 1,000 people in it. And we don't even have a stoplight. So like I'm saying, it's actually insanely small. So to counteract the depression I was feeling during the wintertime, I decided to go back to college after dropping out the first time. So I'm now at college for my second time, and I hate it. The people there are not cool. So I take one of my business friends as we go to the gym one day, and I say, listen, I have no money. My life's not going a spot where I want to. I'm kind of spontaneous. Maybe I have a mental illness. I don't know. Can we just move to Florida? So we thought maybe in a few months or a few weeks or a few years, if we had put it together, we can move to Florida. 3 days later, I was in Florida, and I had spent all my money getting there. I had literally $0. So my friend who I went with, he fronted $1,200 to buy me a car. I put $800 that I had worked for weeks trying to get, and we bought a car. So I had nothing. I literally had nothing. And I was fortunate enough to be able to be with my business friend, and he could drive me places while I'm getting this car, 2003 Ford Explorer. When I press the gas in this car, it literally sounds like the engine's about to explode every single time. The car cosmetically looked perfect. It was not a good car. Anyway, I was at a point where I realized that if I didn't start a new business, I was going to be working 3 jobs for the rest of my life, a 2 times now college dropout with absolutely nothing going for him, and I would be like every other statistic, a person that was a failure. So what I decided to do is I looked at my previous business, at what worked and what didn't work. What had worked is I had a lead list, which is basically a bunch of names, numbers, and emails of people. And in this case, it was a YouTuber list. It was a list of the top most successful YouTubers, their names, their numbers, and their emails, and I could contact them. This is how I got my first 5 clients in my first marketing agency. And I was gonna resell this list. I was gonna basically tell people, hey, listen, if I partner with you, you pay me $300, I'm gonna give you this list, you're gonna go ahead and reach out to all of these people, and then I'm gonna help design thumbnails for them. I'm gonna do the fulfillment, you do the outreach. But I would do this for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people, and we were just gonna keep recycling the same list, which in the business world is not good. You don't wanna keep spinning out one list to a million different people. The leads get annoyed, and also it kind of gets burnt out. But I was very desperate, I had no money, and I thought that maybe taking advantage of this thing that I had an idea about would be a kind of cool idea. So that's what I did. And for me, working 3 jobs, making $300 was a lot of money. It was a big deal. If I had made $300, I mean, I'm happy. I could basically live for a few days and be okay. But now I was selling this list for $300 a pop, and kids were just sending me $300. $300 here, $300 there, and I would not be anywhere special. I'd be at the gym at Planet Fitness or LA Fitness. I woke up at 5 a.m. every day and drove my 2003 Ford Explorer all the way to the gym. And on the way to the gym, people would be sending me money for this list. And it got to the point where I'm like, $300 coming in, $200 is coming in, $400 is coming in. There was one day I was driving from Savannah, Georgia down to Florida because I had visited my friend. And on the way down there, he's like, I got somebody to send me $400 for this list and this partnership opportunity. It was insane, like literally insanity. And a lot of people that are watching this video are like, well, what is it like to make $10,000 a month? Well, if you've never made anything, try just making $300 in one sitting, or $1,000 in one sitting, or $1,500 in one sitting. And I'm 19 years old, and I've just gone from 3 jobs. I quit all 3 of them, and I'm doing this full time. I get home and I hop in the pool of my house that I'm living in, and I'm doing voice notes and calls to people while I'm swimming around, and people are swinging out $2,500 to me. It's like insane. And over the next 3 to 6 months, this company goes on to do $30,000 total cash collected. And one day I decided to take all the students and all the people that I'm working with, and by this point, like, this thing's a legitimate company. I actually termed the name The First Client, and I'm actually helping people get their first client, and now it's like a $1,500 service. But I say one day, hey, listen, all my students, we should all work together, partner up, create like a mega company. And so I need funding for it. And in one day, we raised $10,000 I would call people and I'd be like, how much do you want to invest? 5,000 here, 2,500 here, 1,500 there, 300 here. By the end of the day, we had done $10,000, which I had never seen that type of money in my life. And I'm 19 years old. It was absolute insanity. So the point that I'm trying to make is, if you've never made money ever in your life, by the way, look at where I live. This is 1,000 Islands. And this is that small town I'm talking about. My arm hurts. But if you've never made any money ever in your life, what I would say is, it is crazier than you've ever believed. And yes, people say like $10,000 a month is cool. Try making just $300, $500, just on your own. Just close a sales call or get a deal going. The one problem that I would say, and this is just for everybody listening, online education and coaching is terrible. It has a 30% consumption and success rate just for online digital courses. Sure enough, the first client has a 30% success rate. People would send me $800. 20 minutes later after the call, when I'm getting ready to launch them, they would ghost me. They would not answer my calls, not answer my texts, block me. And I'm like, at least let me send you the money back. You didn't even use the product. We haven't even started yet. And I'm a moral person. I have values and morals. I was raised correctly. And if I wasn't, I mean, I would run this thing to $1 million. But $70,000 in total sales has gotten me to the point where I'm like, okay, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm not going to charge anyone for coaching. My lifestyle is pretty good. I mean, I travel the world now. I'm going to Paris September 1st. I just got back from Colorado, Las Vegas. I'm going to San Diego next week. I've been in Savannah, Georgia. I've been all over Florida, Palm Beach, West Palm Beach, Miami, Sarasota, St. Pete, Tampa. I've been across America with one of my students to Amarillo, Texas, Albuquerque, New Mexico, Sedona, Arizona, Oklahoma City, Salome, Arkansas, and into New York. And it's just like, I don't need it anymore. I'm at a point where I'm gonna work on software type of stuff, you know? Like I'm gonna just work on getting affiliates for Go High Level. And I'm gonna work on helping other businesses with Go High Level and actually having a software that provides real value, because coaching just doesn't work. But the point of this video is, what does it feel like to make your first $10,000? And it feels incredible. I mean, it feels like something you couldn't even imagine, especially if the spot you were before you were making $10,000 is making $0 or making a couple $100.